Namaste, and welcome to Shanti Peace Yoga. We are in our final week of the Welcome Winter series, and today's practice takes place on the Winter Solstice. This is the shortest day of the year, a time of greater darkness, but also the beginning of a return to light. Our yoga practice today brings more stillness and more time for reflection and pause as one cycle ends and a new one begins. Let's begin on our mat in a kneeling position, sitting on your heels with your hands on your knees and knees about hip width apart. Inhale as you rock back onto the tops of your feet, knees lifting off the ground. Exhale and hold here. This might only be a very small movement for you, and our intention is to stretch the anterior aspect of our ankles and feet. Keep your torso and chest upright, avoid hunching over, and keep the crown of your head lifting tall. Take one more inhale and exhale. Lower the knees to the ground, coming to all fours, and it might feel good to tap out your feet, shake out your ankles, and just do anything that feels good for you. Find stillness now in your tabletop position and step your left leg forward to the top of the mat, just to the outside of your left hand, coming into a low lunge. Ensure your bent knee is stacked over the ankle and your right leg is resting on the ground. Our intention is to stretch our right hip flexor, so you can stay here if this is enough for you, or inhale and lift your torso and arms upright, hands together overhead, index fingers pointing. Keep your hips and pelvis squared to the front wherever you are, and if your arms are overhead, ensure your biceps are in line with your ears, and keep your gaze looking straight ahead. Take one more inhale and exhale. Release the hands to the floor, but keep them inside that bent knee. We'll come into lizard pose now, so start to walk your left foot toward the long edge of the mat and then roll onto the outer edge of that foot. This is a very deep stretch for the hip, so stay here if this is enough for you, or you can start to lower onto your forearms and maybe even allow your head to rest on the floor. Never force yourself into a position. Find your edge and stay there. With deep breathing, you may be able to melt further, but accept and honor whatever your body is able to do today. Take one more inhale and exhale to very slowly and gently come back upright and walk the left foot back to center. Bring your left foot back behind you, coming into tabletop for a brief moment. We'll move into puppy pose now, so start to walk your hands forward, allowing your chest to lower while keeping your hips upright. Allow your forehead to rest on the ground. Spread your fingers wide apart and slide your shoulders down your back. Feel your spine lengthen and your chest open here. One more inhale and exhale. Slowly lift your head off the ground and walk the hands back, coming into tabletop once again for a brief moment. We'll repeat this sequence on the other side. Step your right foot forward to the top of the mat, to the outside of your right hand, coming into a low lunge. Right knee is stacked over the ankle. Stay here for a left hip flexor stretch, or go further and inhale as you lift your torso and arms upright, hands together overhead, index fingers pointing. Exhale and hold here. Wherever you are, keep your hips and pelvis square to the front, and if your arms are overhead, ensure your biceps are in line with your ears. Again, gaze is looking straight ahead. Take one more inhale and exhale. Release the hands to the floor, but keep them inside that bent knee. Start to walk your right foot towards the long edge of the mat and then roll onto the outside edge of that foot. Stay here if this is enough, or you can lower onto your forearms and maybe even allow your head to rest on the floor. My right side is feeling much tighter than my left, so I'm not able to go as deep here. Remember to listen and respect what your body is telling you. Wherever you are, keep deep breathing and imagine that breath is traveling down to that area of tension, hoping to melt away any stress held there. Take one more deep inhale and exhale to very slowly and gently come back upright and walk the right foot back to center. Bring your right foot behind you now, and then slowly lower yourself to the ground. Bring your hands to rest under your forehead, and then widen your legs to allow the soles of your feet to touch together behind you, and just let gravity pull them down. Our intention here is a groin and hip flexor stretch, so play around with how narrow or wide your knees are. Notice your glutes here and relax them if they are clenched, but ensure your pubic bone is in contact with the ground, so you might need to slightly tilt your pelvis under to really feel this one. Keep your feet together, but inhale as you press into your hands to lift your chest off the ground, and exhale as you come to sit back onto your heels, coming into a wide-legged child's pose, Balasana. Allow your arms to extend out in front of you and your forehead to rest on the ground. And with every deep breath, feel your back expand and stretch. Take one more deep inhale and exhale. Slowly lift your forehead off the mat and slide down onto your belly. Allow your forehead to rest on top of your hands and extend both legs out long behind you. We'll take half frog pose now, starting on the left. So slide your left knee out beside you to about hip height. Knee is now bent at 90 degrees if possible, and relax your left foot. Keep pressing your left pelvis down to the ground to really feel that hip and groin stretch. If If you want to add in a gentle chest stretch, bring your arms out beside you, bending them to 90 degrees at the elbow, and now turn your head to rest on your left cheek, looking over to the right. And as you lay here, really surrender yourself down into the ground, feeling the floor fully support your whole body weight. Take one more deep inhale and exhale. Slowly slide your left leg back out behind you and bring your hands back to rest under your forehead. We'll repeat this half frog pose on the other side. So this time, slide your right leg out beside you to about hip height and bend your knee to 90 degrees if possible. Relax your right foot and really focus on grounding that right pelvis down to the floor. Like before, you can keep your hands where they are or extend your arms out beside you, bending them at 90 degrees and turning your head to the left this time. Take one more deep inhale and exhale. Release the right leg out behind you and gently and slowly roll over, making your way onto your back. When you're ready, bend your right leg and take hold of the knee, bringing it to your chest, and hold here in Apanasana. Keep your left leg extended long and your head on the mat as you deep breathe here. Release the hold of your right knee, but place the right foot on the floor. Lift your hips up and then move them slightly over to the right. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, gently guide your right knee over to the left, coming into a spinal twist. Ensure both shoulders remain in contact with the ground, and just let gravity naturally pull your knee down. Never force the twist. You can keep your gaze directly skyward or turn to look over your right shoulder. Prepare to release the twist. So inhale as you bring the knee back to center, and exhale as you place the foot down to the ground. Find the center of your mat again, shifting your hips back to center and re-extending the legs out in front of you. When you're ready, bend your left knee this time and gently bring it closer to your chest, keeping the right leg extended out in front of you. And we'll hold here in Apanasana for a few more moments. the hold of your left knee, but place the left foot on the floor. This time, lift your hips up and then move them slightly over to the left. Inhale, and as you exhale, gently guide your left knee over to the right, twisting to the other side. Again, ensure both shoulders remain in contact with the ground and let gravity naturally pull your knee down. You can keep your neck neutral or turn to look over your left shoulder. To release the twist, inhale as you bring the knee back to center and exhale as you place the foot back to the ground. Re-extend both legs long now and we'll move into our final resting pose, Shavasana. You can stay here laying on your back in the traditional way or join me for something different by rolling over onto your belly and resting your head on your hands. Your legs can be spaced anywhere from hip distance apart or even wider than your mat. The legs can be neutral or slightly turned out. Play around with whatever feels good for you here. As you find a comfortable position, slowing down the breathing and closing your eyes, we will stay here for 2 minutes and finish our final week in the Welcome Winter series with a blessing. May the longest night and the shortest day bring rest to your mind and soul, I pray. May you find guidance and may you find peace as the cycle of light will slowly increase. Embrace the magic that the darkness bears. Breathe deep in the chill and shift in the air. May you always be blessed with the light from within, and may well-being be yours as the new cycle begins. If your mind drifted, start to bring your awareness back to the present. Slowly invite some movement back to the body, to whatever feels natural here. And when you're ready, wherever you are, make your way onto your side, resting your head on your upper arm. press into your hands and slide yourself into a seated position. Sitting tall, maybe keep your eyes closed as you transition here. Allow your hands to rest on your knees and maybe flip your hands over so your palms face skyward. Allow your shoulders to drop away from your ears. Soften your face. And on your next inhale, raise your arms up overhead, palms touch, looking up. And exhale, bring the hands to heart center, Anjali Mudra. And we'll close our practice with our mantra. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bowing forward, Namaste.